The Education Channel presents District Digest, an inside look at the Collier County Public School District. First, the latest news.
Thanks for joining us. Here's what's happening.
The 2014-2015 school year is underway, and already a few of our schools have had a special visitor.
Florida's First Lady, Ann Scott, paid a visit to 3 of our schools. She spent time in a few classrooms and shared her message about the importance of reading.
The new school year has started for Collier County Public Schools, and with it came some extra special excitement for 3 elementary schools. Parkside, Laurel Oak, and Golden Terrace Elementary Schools warmly welcomed Florida's First Lady, Ann Scott, just days after the school year kicked off. The purpose of her visit? Reading, reading, and some more reading.
I loved reading as a child. It was so important to me, and it was a passion that I shared with both my daughters, and I'm happy to say they too are sharing their passion for reading with our 3 young grandsons. But it's so important for parents to read to their children as early as possible to give them a foundation for learning in school and success in life and school.
Mrs. Scott visited 2 classrooms at each school, leading a special story time session in each. Students listened intently, then got the chance to ask questions. And by the end of each visit, it was clear that Mrs. Scott is passionate about getting students more involved in reading.
Figure out ways to get them excited about reading, and that's part of why I travel the state and visit schools, sharing my passion for reading with Florida students. I encourage them to read anything they care about. It might be trucks, it might be sports figures, and they might say they don't like reading, but if they like sports figures, read about sports figures then. If a young man thinks he wants to be a mechanic, read about books on mechanics. So it's really just getting them to read about things they're interested in.
For the Education Channel with videographer David Delane, I'm Maribel de Armas.
Now, coming up on District Digest, we'll find out about an upcoming Academic Family Engagement Summit for Title I parents.
Then we'll talk about plans for the 4th annual STEM conference that's in the works.
We'll share information about the district's important volunteer program.
And finally, we'll learn how a local organization is providing a special gift to a number of our schools.
That's all straight ahead on this edition of District Digest.
Please stay with us here on the Education Channel, your window to education.
On the air on Comcast Cable 99 and online at collierschools.com.
It's story time. When you hear these words, it's time to have a favorite story read to you right here on TV. Storytime is a daily read-aloud show for pre-kindergarten through 5th grade students. The most important 20 minutes of the day is the time parents spend reading to their children. When you can't read, Storytime will, for you. Boys and girls, mom and dad too, join us for Storytime, the read-aloud show found only on the Education Channel, Cable 99.
Attention Collier County Public School parents. Have you ever wondered if your child's school bus is running late on any given afternoon? Well, we've got good news. You can now find out if your child's bus is late on the trip home by going online. Check the homepage of the school district website at collierschools.com. When a school bus is delayed by more than a half hour, a late bus notice link appears on the right side of the homepage. Click on it to find out.
District Digest presents a District Office Update with Leanne Zinzer.
Our first guest on District Digest is Dee Dee Arpaia, the manager of Title I Parent Academies for the district. Welcome to the program, Dee Dee.
Thank you.
Now, this is something new. We're having a kickoff for these Title I Parent Academies. It's the Title I Academic Family Engagement Summit, and it's happening at the end of September.
Yes, it's happening on September 27th at Golden Gate High School, and all of the parents of the students of our Title I schools are invited to attend. Our focus is on student achievement, so this is a way of our helping our parents best help their students at home. And we also have a focus on early childhood education, career readiness, and scholarships, as well as special education.
And again, this is a summit. It's an activity for just parents of students that attend Title I schools.
Absolutely, and we are inviting these parents to bring their children. The fire department is going to be there with their climbing wall. We're having a fire truck out. There are face painters coming. So there are lots of prizes and activities for the children. We also provide childcare for them so the parents can attend the workshops they want to attend to, but their children will be cared for.
And the timing, what time does the event take place?
It starts at 9 o'clock and it will end at 1 o'clock.
Okay. So again, there's different workshops. So there's different breakout sessions that parents can attend that are going on throughout the day?
Absolutely. We have a keynote speaker who is from a family network on disabilities, and then the workshops will start at 10 o'clock. There will be a breakout session where parents can choose from one of 5 different workshops that are happening from 10 to 11, and then another set of 5 that are happening from 11 to 12. And then we have 23 different providers that are setting up tables and exhibits and giving out resources to the parents from 12 to 1 o'clock, and that's when the fun starts to happen with the children.
Great. So again, a lot of resources for parents. And this isn't just the only opportunity. There will be other workshops that might be taking place during the school year?
Absolutely. This is our kickoff event to get started, and then we're working with the principals of our Title I schools right now. And so far we have 150 workshops that we're setting up at the different 24 schools to be taking place during the year.
And if, now what about, is there any cost to these parents to attend these events?
Absolutely not. All the workshops are free, and translation is provided in Spanish and Haitian Creole, and childcare is provided, and we also provide refreshments.
Okay. What about transportation to any of these?
Transportation, unless it's a regional event that we're having at the school site, transportation isn't usually necessary.
Okay, okay. So if somebody is interested in finding out, and I know that you're working with the principals right now, so we may not have the whole slate of everything that's going on, but where can parents contact during the school year if they want to find out what's going on or what's to come?
Parents can certainly look on our webpage, and that is www.collierschools.com/PA for Parent Academy, and they can certainly call me. I'm at 377-0131, and they can also contact Sylvia Matthews, who is at 377-0326.
So who is sponsoring this kickoff event?
This is a partnership between a family network on disabilities and the Collier County School District, Title I Federal and State Grants Department. We have different providers, including the American Red Cross, the Sheriff's Department, NCH is on board, the Naples Academy of Martial Arts, Community Health Consulting from the Florida Health Department. We have David Lawrence involved. SafeLink Wireless is going to be there with free cell phones and minutes for our parents. The YMCA is coming, Florida Blue, Drug Free Collier is going to be there, the University of Florida, Collier County Parks and Rec is coming, Champions for Learning is going to be there, Boys and Girls Club, and Florida High School High Tech, and also Lorenzo Walker is participating with us. So it's really a big event.
It really is. So, just a message for parents, if, regardless of what happens later in the school year, this is probably one that they don't want to miss, that they want to make sure and get in right away.
Absolutely. The workshop providers are wonderful, the facilitators are wonderful, and so many people in the community are coming together to provide amazing resources for our parents. So we want them out there, yes.
Absolutely. Okay, well, Dee Dee, thank you so much, and I'm sure that we're going to hear that this has been a huge success after September 27th.
Thank you very much.
District Digest continues with a special feature. Here's Maribel Daramus.
Our next guest today is Dr. Tracy Kohler, and she's Director of STEM Resources, Instructional Technology, and Media Services for the school district. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Maribel.
So we've had you on the show before talking all about STEM. STEM conference is coming up again, our 4th annual STEM conference. Tell us a little bit about this year.
Sure. We're really excited to have our 4th annual STEM conference. It's being held at Golden Gate High School on Saturday, October 11th. Check-in starts at 8:30. Our keynote speaker comes on at 9. After our keynote speaker, participants are able to attend a couple of breakout sessions. They sign up for those beforehand, so they get to select sessions of their interest. And we end the day with a closing keynote speaker and some giveaways. So it's really exciting. It's all focused on STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math.
And they have been exciting in the past. I've gone to 2 out of the 3 that we've had, and always fun. Opening keynote speaker, you've had some big names, Reed Timmer, Danny Forrester from the Discovery Channel. I hear there's another one on tap for this year.
Right, we have Dr. Cindy Moss. She does work with Discovery Education currently, but before that, she was with the Charlotte-Mecklenburg School District. She taught chemistry and biology for I think over 20 years, and she ended her career as the director of STEM.
Wow.
Right, with Discovery Education, she's worked nationally with school districts, large and small, internationally with ministries of education, really talking about STEM. What does it look like in the classroom? So she has this great broad experience, but she also has the depth. So what I think she'll bring to the conference is some real world applications that teachers and students can use in the classroom, but also kind of bridge that to our community. So there'll be great connections between our school and our community.
Absolutely. So speaking of community and maybe those outside of the education realm, you hear STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, and you kind of hear robots and computers and technology, but it's so much more than that. Can you kind of go into what else is there to STEM?
Right, so STEM really is a way of approaching a problem. So you have analytical skills. You research a topic, you develop a timeline, you kind of carry out that project, and it really prepares you for work in a global economy. So besides those analytical skills, you have mathematical skills where you can break down a topic, a really complex topic, into basic steps, look at cause and effect. And then when you look at cause and effect, you have some facts. So being able to defend your position, your opinion sometimes, using facts, that's really STEM.
Sure.
Of course, skills for calculations and measurements, and the attention to detail. A lot of our STEM fields look at blueprints, right? And they have to draw accurately and record accurately. So it's really an entire skill set based around critical thinking. And of course, we have our 21st century learning skills where, our global marketplace, our global economy is really about communication, right? 24/7.
Absolutely.
Collaboration, creativity. So STEM fields encompass both those kind of personal skills, but then those analytical skills as well.
Absolutely. So last year you actually had breakout sessions for students and parents as well, not just our teachers. Do you all plan on doing that this year as well?
We do. We're actually looking forward to our community and business leaders stepping up again. They offered great sessions for our students and parents to come learn about STEM careers that are even available locally, and what kinds of courses do you need to take. A lot of our sessions provided hands-on learning experiences.
Those are the fun ones.
Yeah, those are the fun ones. So if you're going to learn about civil engineering, one of our sessions last year, students worked on a bridge building kind of computer simulated software program. So really getting into those hands-on experience, understanding what STEM career fields are. It's not just the robots, like you said. It's really anything that deals with those critical thinking skills.
Absolutely.
We were really fortunate last year. We had post-secondary institutions come. So we had Florida Gulf Coast, we had Hodges and Kaiser and Florida Atlantic come. We also had companies such as Apple and Discovery Education and Arthrex join us. Yeah, really great partners of ours. And some community groups like the STEM team of Southwest Florida, which is a nice local group of individuals, business members who are interested in promoting STEM throughout our community, and the Conservancy. So again, just really great community support, and we're looking forward to having them join us again.
Now, are you guys still looking for presenters? And if so, is there still time to submit a proposal?
There is. We have until September 10th to submit proposals, and if anyone is interested, both in our business and our education world, you can go to the district website, look for the STEM conference information, click on that area, and it'll bring you directly to either a proposal or to registration. In fact, we're offering pre-registration now so folks can secure their seats.
And then go in later on and choose their sessions.
Yeah, once we have the proposals finalized after September 10th, those folks who are pre-registered can, like you said, go back in, select their sessions, and kind of be guaranteed a spot. So, yep, we're still looking forward to hearing and reading other proposals that are out there.
We encourage those in the community business world that are watching us to consider submitting a proposal for you.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much. I'm sure we'll have you back as we get closer to learn more about maybe what sessions are coming up this year.
Great.
But thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Maribel.
You're watching District Digest on the Education Channel. Once again, here's Leanne Zinser.
Well, our next guest on District Digest is Jennifer Lanza, the specialist of the volunteer program here at Collier County Public Schools. And Jennifer, good to have you on the program.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Now, volunteer program, that's a huge base of, we've got over 5,000 volunteers in the district. So what exactly is the process to becoming a volunteer?
Well, it's fairly simple. All I need people to do is go online to our district homepage. They can find the quick links. It is alphabetical. Scroll down to volunteer. That'll take them to my webpage where I have a very simple layout for everybody to follow. And step one would be to apply online. Then after they've applied and submitted the application, they'll need to contact their school. Each school in the district does have 1 to 2 volunteer contacts that are equipped and prepared to help that volunteer through the rest of the process.
Mm-hmm. And I know there's different levels, level 1 and level 2. What's the difference?
Well, level 1 is basic. Their driver's license is scanned through FDLE, which is in accordance with the Jessica Lunsford Act. And then they are orientated, given a kind of a brief rundown, given a handbook, helped with the website, and then they're good to go. As a level 1, though, they cannot supervise students alone. They have to be with a staff member at all times. So it is a little bit more limiting for the volunteer as well as the staff at your school. Level 2 is all of the same things as level 1, but the additional steps are that you come to the Human Resources Office and you get fingerprinted through the FBI database.
Mm-hmm. So I would assume that then it's recommended that you become a volunteer or a level 2 just because it gives you more ability to help the school.
It does. We don't require it necessarily at this point in time, but it is highly recommended. We have ratios that are set by the district for our different field trips. But in addition to district policy for ratios, there are certain venues that we go to with our students that have their own requirements. And so those are even stricter than ours, and we have to be in accordance so that we can continue taking the kids there. So if we don't have enough level 2s, it makes it very difficult for this staff to travel on these certain field trips because they can't leave their kids at any time. So, for many reasons. Also for tutoring, mentoring, anything where you would be alone with a student or multiple students, we would need you to have that clearance.
And I know something timing as far as like getting ready to go on a field trip. If you think you want to be a level 2, do it now. Don't wait until you know that you need to be.
Correct, for sure. Because we do give a general time frame, and I use that word very strongly, a general time frame of when that clearance will come through. There are so many factors and variables that that can come up that will postpone that clearance happening. It could be just time off from school. We're not here, so we're not processing anyone. So because of that, I do recommend that people go in and start the process at least a month, at the minimum 2 weeks prior to any trip or event that they want to attend.
And do we still need volunteers? I know we have plenty, but I'm guessing we probably could always use more.
Always. We're never going to turn a volunteer away. You can never have too many hands in the pot helping, especially with schools. But I would stress, if I had to be specific, I'd like to see more men volunteer, dads, grandparents, community members. Our boy students, our male population, they benefit, and so do the girls. From having more men in the schools and helping and seeing them around and in that capacity, it's a huge, huge benefit. The kids love it when the dads come to visit too. So if I had to be specific, more dads.
Calling all dads.
Yes.
And what exactly, just give us kind of a roundabout list of what are some of the things that volunteers do at the schools? Anything. Aside from the clinic, we don't allow volunteers in the clinic. I know there's an association that if I want to volunteer at my child's school, that means I'm going to be in the classroom helping the teacher only. But we'd like to see volunteers in more areas within the school. Our support staff need volunteers. You can help in the cafeteria. You can help at recess, the media center, the garden. A lot of our elementary schools now have gardening programs that we need volunteers for that. And then, I think that
because of that association where we have volunteers that make that correlation between volunteering in the classroom, then we do see our numbers drop and our involvement kind of dwindle as you get into secondary, middle, and high school, because they do have multiple teachers. Parents and the community tend to feel like, oh, we're not needed, when they are. You know, our PTO and our SAC, those things continue. All obviously in high school we have many clubs, so there's always a need.
Lots of opportunities.
Lots of opportunities, yes.
Great. Well, Jen, and just real quick, we've got about 30 seconds. If somebody has any questions, again, they should go to the website.
Go to the website, or they can always contact me directly. I have no problem, and I'll kind of walk them through it. And if, you know, if I have to, you know, then I'll have them go back to the school, and, you know, we'll work together.
Okay, perfect. Great. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
District Digest presents a community update. Here's Maribel de Armas.
For our last guest today, we welcome Jackie Bennett, who's the president and founder of Angels Undercover. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Maribel. We're pleased to be here again this year.
So for those of us or in the audience that maybe don't know what Angels Undercover is, can you tell us a little bit about your organization?
Yes, Angels Undercover was founded in 2010 with the mission to promote education by donating underwear and socks to needy elementary school students with the idea that they could come to school and be more ready to learn. We started that year giving underwear and socks to Mike Davis Elementary, and working with their staff, we quickly learned that they also needed uniforms. So we added the uniforms to our shopping list. In 2012, we became a 501c3. And we are still happy to say that 100% of all the funds that we raise go directly to the purchase of uniforms for our children.
That's awesome. Last year we spoke and you had just delivered 8,000 school uniform pieces to about 10 schools. I was actually able to be on those runs, and you've had another successful year. Tell us a little bit about your successes this year.
Well, we are really thrilled that we delivered 14,000 uniform shirts and shorts this year.
Almost double.
Yes, and to 17 schools, which was even more than our goal. Being in those 17 schools, we are now in all of the Title I schools in Collier County, the elementary schools. And on August 28th, we made those deliveries to 12 in-town schools. And the following day, we visited the 5 elementary schools in Immokalee.
Wow, that's so wonderful. And 14,000 is a big number, and a whole lot of boxes and uniform pieces. How do you all get those and then get them delivered to the schools?
Well, we manufacture our own uniforms, and this is the second year that we've been able to do that with the help of our partner, Chico's. We just previously were not able to get the quantity and the quality of the uniforms that we needed at the price point that we required. So thanks to Chico's, we were able to do all of that. And also this year, they even donated an 18-wheeler to make the deliveries to those 17 schools, because we had 17 pallets of boxes to go.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, that certainly makes it a little easier. So you started mentioning about price points and obviously your partnership with Chico's. You must do a lot of fundraising during the year to get that funding to be able to buy those uniforms. What do you all do?
Well, we do, and we're getting ready to do some fundraising this fall again. But we get our funds from individual donors, from businesses, and we write a number of grants. This year, we wrote a grant to the Wine Festival people, the Naples Children and Education Foundation, and we were very honored to be a first-time recipient of a $30,000 grant from them.
Oh, that's great. Congratulations.
Thank you. And we also received a $10,000 grant from the League Club, which was double the amount we received from them the year before, and from a number of other nonprofits and other churches in the community.
Oh, that's wonderful.
But this year also, we held our inaugural fundraising event, which was a sip and putt held at Gray Oaks Country Club. And Dr. Patton was our honorary chairperson. We also had a number of representatives from the schools that we serve that were there to guide people along the course, our putting course, and to also answer questions about the needs of the children in our schools today.
Sure.
And we raised $10,000.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, will you all be doing this event again? You mentioned it was inaugural. Will we have a second annual?
Yes, we will have a second annual, definitely. It will be held again at Gray Oaks in April.
Okay.
Dr. Patton will once again be our honorary chairperson.
Wonderful.
And everybody in attendance last year had so much fun. We actually had people come up to us afterwards and say, please hold this again. It's such a fun event. It's casual. It's fun. It's in the spirit of the children and the work that we do.
Sure.
So we look forward to that again this year.
Wonderful. And I'm sure folks can visit your website as we get a little closer to get some more information on that.
Yes, absolutely.
Great. Now, just as we wrap up here, what are your goals? Your organization really is growing exponentially. What are your goals for next year?
Well, we have had phenomenal growth in a very short period of time. We had a financial growth this year, or a goal this year of raising $60,000. We were able to raise close to $130,000 in just 5 months' time. So we've set a high bar for ourselves, and we hope to raise more money.
Great.
We also have a newly formed advisory council of community leaders, and we will be meeting with them for the first time in November. So we look forward to getting input from them to guide us along the way as we grow.
Sure.
And we just look forward to doing a lot more for the children. And we're so pleased to be part of the community and to work so closely with the school system.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for joining us, and thank you for all that you do. And we hope to continue partnering with your organization.
Thank you so much.
And we thank all of our guests, and we thank you for watching. For Leanne Zinzer and all of us here at the Education Channel, I'm Maribel de Armas. We'll see you next time.
Join us again for District Digest, your inside look at the Collier County Public School District. The show is produced by the District Communications and Community Engagement Department and the Education Channel, your window to education.